All right. So, as of yesterday, a the courts of New York have decided to indict Donald Trump for allegedly claiming that hush money that was paid to Stormy Daniels to stop her from, I guess, pursuing a civil suit against Donald Trump that he claimed were legal fees through Michael Cohen. I want to say his last name was Cohen. But yeah, that was his lawyer, and essentially, Michael Cohen pays money to Stormy Daniels to make her not write a book, I think is what it was. And Michael Cohen claimed that it was, I feel like Michael Cohen is like a movie director or something. So forgive me if I'm using the wrong name, but that's what I know this guy's name to be. So I know it's at least Michael. I don't know what his last name is, but I think it was Cohen. That just sounds like a movie director for some reason to me. But anyways, so so he paid her the money, and he's even come out on a statement saying that the money came from his own personal account. But they're still believing that it was actually from Donald Trump, and it was mislabeled as legal fees. So he's going to be arrested, and he is going to be, tried in Manhattan from what it seems like currently. And I have mixed thoughts and feelings about this because if Donald Trump actually did something illegal, then we can't hold him to a higher standard than the average person just because he was a president or is a prominent figure or a rich man. If we do that, then the justice system is completely broken. However, there are a lot of people, obviously he has a lot of enemies. He has a lot of people who want to see the worst happen to him. So this is one of those situations where it's going to be impossible to, not impossible, but very hard to tell where the truth lies. There's so many people with incentive to falsify allegations, charges against him for political purpose, just because they don't like the man. And in that same spirit, it's going to be very hard to find a legitimate jury for the trial, a legitimate judge. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is. Everybody has an opinion of him. A lot of people's opinions are very polarized. Either they love or hate him. And it's going to be interesting to see how his fans react, knowing that if they go out and act violently, then that is going to further legitimize the claims that have been made against them that they are violent insurrectionists. But then also, if this is a crooked situation as far as him being arrested and everything, then that means that the country is fundamentally broken. And of course, that is their claim the entire time and why they have acted in the way that they have. I've come out many times talking about how I can't wait to vote for Ron DeSantis. I am not a Trump stan. I don't hate Donald Trump. I think that his presidency was a net positive for America. But I always say that if you think that one man, if you put all your faith in one man, let that man be yourself. Because if it's anybody else, they're going to let you down. You can't rely on any man to save you or save the world. And if you think that only one man has the power to do such things, then the world's already lost, because men are mortal. They die. They go away. They get arrested. They go to jail. Things happen to them. They fade into obscurity. And then what? If the savior of the world is one of those men, or if your opinion is that one of these men is the savior of the world and they go away, the despair that brings upon you is solely your fault because you're supposed to be the person who's working to make the world a better place. But back to Trump specifically, this is a situation that it's going to be, I don't know what else to call it, but interesting. It's something to pay attention to. I think that it was very interesting timing considering everything that's going on with people protesting and, doing what they're doing at the Capitols and everything like that. And with the week that we've had with the shooting and dealing with all this stuff, due process, justice is something that is important to me. So I'm not like, oh, why would you guys pursue this? Justice is justice. It has to be, these kind of things have to be taken care of. So I get that. But with that being said, how will we ever know what we can trust, whatever comes out of this? Who will we look to turn to? I feel very void when I talk about these kind of situations because there is no, we can always trust on these people. No, it's shady dealings on every single side. Every person involved in this has a reason why you shouldn't fully trust them. And that's life. That is definitely life. So I don't have too much to say about whether, because like I said, I'm really indifferent to him being arrested. I think that it's something that it had to be addressed whether it was sooner or later. So I guess it's better to get it out of the way now than later. But I believe that all of this is strategic timing. Like, what is the real obviously they had conversations and deliberations, and maybe there was new evidence that was presented between last week and this week that made it so that they said, oh yeah, we would push it back to now. And it was finally time to pull the trigger. But of course, with everything that goes on, thinking that something is that cut and dry, it just never is. That's where I'll leave this video. For anybody who's truly upset about this happening, just please make sure that you act responsibly. That's the only thing that I could say. I can't tell you how to behave, but I can just say act responsibly. All right.